Today I'm reacting to episode 2 of Delico's Deadbeats. I think this is the episode where they're going to start with Delico's plan, where they investigate this series of mysterious murders against vampires who are looking for Trump or True of Vamp or whatever. However, while they're investigating it, they're going to finally meet their children for the first time and pretend to be fathers, and maybe one day fall in love with being a father. Who knows? All I know is that they are all terrible fathers, except for Delico, and they're all attractive, especially Dino. Dino's not my favorite character anymore. I literally do not know what I was saying last episode. Everyone was my favorite character at one point, except for Henry, whatever his name is. I think my new favorite character is that cat guy who showed up at the end. But yeah, this show has just started. I don't really know where it's going to go in terms of the mystery murder type plot thing they're doing. Kind of hope they focus more on them becoming real fathers, them taking care of their children, learning to care about them, see that just having a presence in your child's life is as important as your job. Imagine that. Freaking Gerhard, whatever his name is, acting like Delico is irresponsible for choosing his children over his career. They all need to grow up. I don't know how old they are. I don't know if the vampires in this show are immortal, but they're all trash except for Dolly Delico. Him. He's the only one there worth anything. So hopefully they become a little more likable. Because I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I do not like any of them. Please, please, please. I am hoping that they become better. They become more mature. They become parents. They maybe even come out of this enjoying it. We'll see. Also, even though I don't want it to be the main plot of the story, even though it seems like it is, I am interested to at least meet the antagonists. We just saw them. Their designs were cool. But I hope they do a little bit of that too. So let's just get into it. So handsome. Is he wearing like one of those baby holders on his back? These are Henry's kids who are not being taken care of. They seem old enough to go to school, I'll say that. What have you taught them? Nothing. Oh my god. I would be suffering. But they're not really doing anything to organize this situation. They're just letting kids be kids. Just watching back my edits. I kept calling this dude Dino, which probably won't go away, but sorry if that was pissing people off, because it was definitely pissing me off. Yeah, Dino's kid looks lonely, forced to just read, be by himself. Probably only really praised when he is acting like an adult. That's my guess. Henry's kids do not get any attention. The nannies probably find the kids uncontrollable. He seems like one of those dads who is just like autopiloting. He does not associate with his kids at all. And then when they get older, he's going to be like, oh, why don't my kids do anything with me? And then Gerhard's kids just fucking hate him. They're going to grow up fucking hating him. He can't raise kids. This is balancing, more like multitasking. Okay. Perfect guess. Is he just gonna solve the entire case while everyone stands around doing nothing?
どうしたアンジェリコ。
おしっこ行きたい。漏れちゃう。
アンジェリコ、君はそんなことで我らの手を煩わせるつもりかね。
ほら、まだ小さい。
Seriously, he's trash, bro. Listen, I don't know anything about kids, but they kind of look old enough to be potty trained. But what am I saying? They've had no guidance all their lives. So do your job. Disagree. He seems like he's always on the edge of just being out of control. Didn't Raphael need to go to the bathroom? Great voice.
ダリ教がキャリアを潰すのが許せなかったのだろう。報告書によれば、フリーダは当時、イニシアチブによって襲撃者の支配下にあったとされている。
Controlled by... That's weird.
俺たち吸血種は、噛んだものと噛まれたものの間に絶対的な主従関係。
So they're almost like zombies. That's crazy that was what they had to do. I mean, you can't undo something like that? Like, you just can't kill, like, the leader? He's paying more attention to the couple words he said than their kids. So sad.
おい、問題発言だぞ。起きている時も可愛いと思いたまえ。
Does he? Be adore.
当然だ。私を誰だと思っている。
It seems like he would be scary and strict. You're not a parent. Don't use that word.
こんなところで何してるの？お父様が部屋に戻る。
He looks tall. He might be the oldest.
でも僕、おトイレ行きたい。
Hold up.
ね、一緒についてきて。
It's not adding up. Last episode.
お父様に構ってもらえて。でも、君は僕と同じかもね。ウルにお父様を取られて一人ぼっちだ。一人ぼっちじゃないもん。一人ぼっちじゃないか。
This is so sad. I'm gonna continue my comment, but damn.
そう思いたかったら思えばいいさ。
He's gonna grow up to be a freaking serial killer. Okay, so last episode, Gerhard, I thought he said his son was 7. So he should be potty trained, right? I mean, 7 is old. That's not a 7-year-old. Maybe it's Dino who had the 7-year-old. All I'm seeing is neglect, bro. I don't want Raphael to be yelled at for peeing himself. I feel like Gerhard would do that. What did he do? Okay.
ほら、動くな。
ありゃりゃ、まさかの光景だね。
何を傍観している？
ゲルハルト、どういう風の吹き回しだ？
君の子息が粗相をいたしたのでね。服を洗うついでに風呂に入れてしまおうと思っただけだ。動くなと言っている。泣くな。
I don't want any of them near kids. Oh my goodness. Is this real or not? Is he imagining this? Is he crazy? Or is it magic? I keep forgetting they're vampires, to be honest with you. So all the kids are vampires, right? Did he come home alone? Okay. He's old enough to have already experienced and be aware of not having a father, then this might be an annoying experience for him. That laugh was so weird. I wouldn't run.
このディーノに伴うことが
Maybe I
でき
would.
る
Maybe
も
I
の
take the
など
kid and run.
この世に存在しないということだ。
You're kind of trash.
もはや
I'm gonna start taking notes.
随分と傲慢な考えのような様に必要なくとも、坊ちゃまにはまだ母親が必要ではないでしょうか。
母親は子供のための道具ではないぞ。
せめて乳母や私たちがお手伝いできればよい。
He doesn't even let them help.
手出しは無用だ。この任務の期間、テオドールの世話やしつけに関しては私が一切を引き受ける。それがダリ教の望みだからな。
お父様。
That's sad. Whoa, that might be the saddest and one that hits home for me.
なぜルチアとエレーナを連れ出した？
Is that his
ダリ
wife?
ちゃんの命令だよ。
This looks like a
任務と
forced
育児
marriage.
を両立しろ。だってさ。ほら、わかるだろう。あのダリちゃんに常識なんて通用しない。
Henrik really seems like a weak man.
非常識にも程がある。ブラド機関の任務に子供を巻き込むなんて。ダリ教は一体何を考えているんだ？
ダリちゃんは扱いづらいけど。
Honestly, I guess that is pretty irresponsible. Especially if they go out looking around, they take the kids, which I can't imagine they would do.
よし、今日は特別にお父様がご本を読んでやろう。
She's kind of really hot. I'm sorry. These kids are finally getting a taste of seeing their parents.
何をしている？
あのね、僕。
He's so cute.
と一緒に寝たい。
はあ、ふざけるのも大概にしたまえ。君は由緒あるフラ家の跡取りだぞ。常に毅然とあれといつも言っているだろう。
He's a child.
僕、まだ。
Exactly. The kid knows that he has no parents, bro. Oh my god.
それを心に刻むことだな。
はい。
では、自分の部屋に戻り。
Trash. Garbage.
聞こえなかったのか？部屋に
Are these
戻れ
main
と。
characters supposed to be likable? Oh my god.
僕、今日、お風呂楽しかった。
That's very weird. These kids are gonna grow up weird. Oh my god.
僕は何を言っている？子供である前に貴族。
Is he just fucking winging it? Like, what is going on?
ミルクも飲んだし、おしめも変えただろう。
I hope Dolly doesn't forget him. But, you know, taking care of an infant is a lot of work.
ねえ、いつまでこんなこと続けるわけ？いい加減もう飽きちゃったんだけど。
動くな！血明警察か。
Not the
みん
blood.
な私が愛してあげようか。
まさかおとなしくお縄になるってわけじゃないんでしょ？へえ。
I was right to be confused about their gender.
はい。事件現場に遭遇した血明警察隊が犯人グループと交戦に。
一方的な蹂躙といったところか。
So some of them got away to report this.
対応した医師が隊員の首に噛まれた跡を見つけました。
噛まれた後、
イニシアチブを掌握されたか。すべてはトランプのお心のため。これはペンデュラムの導きである。
ではその隊員を取り調べるとするか。
それが
Interesting angle.
メッセージを。
なかなかに手の込んだ芸だ。
なんだ？
He's stressed. That's what it is.
この事件を少々侮っていた自分がおかしくてな。ペンデュラムか。
He seems like the only one contributing anything to this case. I will be honest with you.
育児も陰謀もなかなかに手強そうだ。
Okay. That was episode 2 of Delico's Nursery. It seemed like it was a lot of people questioning, like, should we really be doing what Dolly is saying? Mostly characters that are adjacent to the main characters. And I get it, because this case is involving people who are murdering vampires, and I'm not sure yet how far Dolly wants to go with this, but I hope he is just keeping the kids at his house while they do the investigation, right? I hope they don't go out when they do footwork. I mean, that really would be ridiculous. I don't think that's going to happen. Honestly, all of the characters became even more unlikable. I did not think it would be possible. We didn't see my favorite character, the cat guy. I do like how all of the fathers have different types of neglect that they are enforcing on their kids. Very sad. We'll start with Dolly. His neglect is not as bad as the others. He's just learning. It's just him and the nanny. Although sometimes it feels like it really is just him. He has his 2 kids, Yule and Raphael. Dolly seems to be spending more time taking care of Yule, the infant, which makes sense because it's an infant, requires constant attention. Because of that, Raphael is getting kind of left behind. Even when he was going to take Gerhard's child, Angelico, to the bathroom, Raphael was like, "Oh, can I go too?" I'm pretty sure that was because he also needed to go to the bathroom, but it could also be because he just wanted to follow his father, follow the action, right? Feel involved. So on the way to the bathroom, Gerhard shows up making a scene as usual. He wants to take his own kid to the bathroom. Okay, take your own kid to the bathroom. And Dolly, who still has Yule, who I think is crying at this point, tells Raphael to go to his room. I think he was just telling him, go there, use the bathroom in your room. Raphael goes by himself. I don't even think he makes it to the room. He ends up peeing himself in the hallway. I'm not going to give a full recap of the episode, but basically he has his hands full taking care of an infant and a young toddler. So then we have Henrik and his twin daughters. They seem okay. Like at the end, they seem comfortable asking their father to read them a story. I don't think that is normal for them. Their household, it's just fun time, no control. Because this dude, Henrik, he's a very hands-off parent, if you can even call him a parent. So the neglect that he's showing his kids is, in my opinion, not enforcing boundaries, giving them too much freedom. Kids are kids. Kids look to adults to know how to feel about certain things, how to react, how to regulate their emotions. They get all that from their parents. And if their parents are not there and they're left to fend for themselves, it's just not going to work. It's not fair. Like, you can't expect a kid to be an adult. It's a kid. You are the adult, right? Which leads us to Dino. His poor kid. What is this kid's name? I don't remember. Let me hold off because he hit me more than the others because I relate to him. So we'll talk about Gerhard's child, Angelico, who seems very young, is not potty trained. Honestly, he looked like he was at the age to be potty trained, but you know that Gerhard was not doing that, right? Gerhard seems like one of those very sanctimonious people who thinks he knows what he's talking about. He thinks he knows how to raise his own kid. Gets offended when someone else shows up telling him how to parent his own kid. And doesn't seem like the type to accept help. So his kid is emotional neglect, just neglect in general, because this dude is not there. He expects his kid to act like an adult, to behave like an adult, even though he is a child. He doesn't know what you're saying. If he's doing all of these things, he's just going to be doing them to get your approval, Gerhard, which you're not going to fucking give him. Just terrible. The kid is acting like a kid. Like, he seems like the type where if he ever peed his pants, Gerhard would be beating his ass up. He get the spanks. And they're just all terrible parents. Like, oh my god. Like, I didn't think they would be even more unlikable. I am surprised how much this show is taking itself so seriously. I thought it would be more of a comedy, because when you have a group of grown men who are just useless parents, I think that works better as a comedy. I think it works better when they are slipping and fumbling and shit, right? Like, these people they don't feel any remorse yet. They're just terrible. Like, when it's a serious situation, when they take themselves seriously, when the show takes the characters too seriously, like, I'm sitting here like, judging them, because it's like there's no excuses. You're terrible and you're not even trying to be better. And I get that this is just the beginning of the show and that they're going to learn, but they're probably only going to learn if like their kids are put in danger, and it's like they're finally starting to see, oh, maybe I do care about my kid. I hope that's not how it goes. But anyway, last but not least, Dino's kid. Like the part where Dino's staff, right, was like, hey, you know, is something wrong with him or whatever, something's going on. And Dino is like, oh, he's a quiet kid. He was probably just irritated at all of the kids and the noise and stuff like that. And then you just see like what this kid's day to day probably is, where he spends all his time by himself. For some reason, Dino doesn't let the nanny help out or interfere with his parenting, which seems non-existent. And the kid is just left to fend for himself. Whenever he needs something, he probably has to just go get it himself, because, you know, Dino is not helping. And this is a kid who probably wants approval from his father, who probably just wants company from his father. And the only way to do that is by just being exactly what Dino wants. You know, he probably wants his son to be this quiet little statue who doesn't need anything, who is independent, even though I think he is the 7-year-old, who is just a child. And he's still developing, man. He's a child. This kid doesn't do anything fun, right? If he reads a lot, it's probably because it's the only fucking entertaining thing to do in your house, bro. He just wants to spend time with you. And I feel like out of all the kids, Dino's kid, who seems the oldest, was probably getting very annoyed at this situation, because it's like, oh, you know, why is this other guy, Dolly, trying to make my dad pretend to be a father? Like he's not going to be there for me. He's not going to be someone that I can rely on. And if he is, it's just going to be for pretend. It's going to be a sham. It's very unfortunate what's happening to these kids. There was a part I wanted to go back to. 1419? Yeah, man, this dude was like, all my wives left me. At least I did like this part where he acknowledged that he can't just get any woman because the mom is not an accessory. But he acknowledges that the kid needs something. Like, shit, dude. And Dolly was pissing me off too at this part. He seems like he's just like Henrique, where it's like, oh, let me just fucking wing it. These dudes are really pissing me off. Really pissing me off. But that was episode 2. I'm not locked into the show yet. I do not like how serious the show is taking itself. Could be a matter of expectation. I did come into the show expecting something else than what I got, right? Like I was expecting like, oh, look at all these hot guys. They're gonna raise their kids and they're gonna become fathers, and it's gonna be so funny. They're gonna be so hot. It's gonna be such a good time. And it's not. They're trash. Maybe I'm taking it too seriously, but I really don't think I am. I mean, I think they're being very conscious of how they're showing this neglect that these kids are facing, and these people are so fucking awful. Like these kids are suffering, and these are the kids that grow up needing therapy, and these are the parents that grow up wondering why their kids don't talk to them. Every single one of them. Dolly is the exception, obviously. I feel like everything I have to say is like, oh, not Dolly, because at least she's trying. But anyway, that was episode 2. I don't know how to feel. It's frustrating and it's very sad what's happening to these kids. I hope it gets better. It better get better. I know it fucking will. That's that. We don't do outros here.